Hello, welcome back to Seconds Out. My name is Ayman Khan, here with the one and only Jarvis. Jarvis, before we get into fight talk, before we get into everything, I want to congratulate you, not on the fight, but you're back on Fortnite. How about that?
On Fortnite, I got unbanned. Yeah, if you guys didn't know already, I just posted my first Fortnite video back, so definitely check that out on my YouTube.
Was it a weird feeling to be back?
Yeah, it's very nostalgic. It's the OG map going back to the times when I could play Fortnite. So it was a lot of fun. I had my friends behind me supporting me. I kind of lost it though. I think, with the last couple years that I've been boxing, I've lost the touch on controller, and I'm not I'm not as good as I used to be.
Maybe a bit more heavy-handed with you hitting the pads as opposed to
Yeah.
controlling with the sticks. Now, let's get into your fight talk. We'll just stop a little bit short. I want to know, what's the situation with Misfits? Are you signed with Misfits? Is it a fight-by-fight deal? What's your situation there?
So I think I'm signed to Misfits. It's gonna be a multi-fight deal. So after this fight, I've had 3 fights this year. I was gonna take a little break till like March, February, March time. And then it's a multi-fight deal. So I'm trying to do, each year at least 3 fights. That's the goal. So Misfits is the new home, and that's where I'm going to be fighting for the foreseeable future.
When the home closed on Kingpin, you said that you're looking to take a break. Were you looking to kind of reassess and see the lay of the land?
So I knew I was already started camp when the whole Misfits, shutting down thing was going on. So I knew I wanted to get one more fight in this year. I was really trying to push for that prime card, but it just didn't end up happening. And then Mams came to me and said, we can get you main event on the card right after the prime card. So like main event debuting, it's a great feeling and very blessed to do that.
Blessed indeed. And I know that when Mams has fighters who come on over, he says to them, who do they want? And all of them say, Ginty, I want Ginty. Who did you say you wanted?
No, so I mean, I originally wanted anyone, I was saying I wanted, because I was trying to get on the prime card, but I wanted like Slim, Salt Pappy, Deji, Whindersson Nunes, I wanted just any big name I could get. Obviously, things happen. You can't get the fights you want all the time. Timing's off. So we're here now, and we're fighting BDave, the mullet man.
Was he specifically in your targets? Because he was absent in that list just then.
So he wasn't in my sights at the beginning, but I knew I had to find someone around the 155 mark. And the names were Nick LMAO, Alex Wasabi. No. So the names were Nick LMAO, Alex Wasabi, and BDave. Those were the 3 top ones at 155 that could make it. Alex Wasabi and Nick weren't ready to fight just yet. They just fought on the prime card, so they didn't want to do it. But BDave, he doesn't care. I respect him a lot because he'll fight whenever, whoever. It doesn't matter.
He might not have been in your sight specifically beforehand, but he sprung upon you at Disneyland. You looked like you were ready to go if something went down there. I saw it freeze frame. You squared up a little bit, right?
Yeah, 100%. We both did a little face off there. He's a funny guy. It's all for entertainment at the end of the day to promote these fights. I've got no real beef with him, but obviously I'm here to win and make a statement. My Misfits debut, I want to make bang for Misfits. So, it's not going to be fun for him November 17th.
There's no ill will on your side, but BDave seems like the character to want to wind you up, want to try and get under your skin. I find you, having spoken to you before in the past, as a very well-mannered person, someone who won't be phased and quite relaxed. But do you think BDave will try these things, and how hard will it be to stop him from trying to get under your skin?
Yeah, I mean, he can try to get under my skin, but at the end of the day, there's nothing that he can do or say that's going to change the outcome of November 17th. He can talk all he wants, but November 17th, there's no more talking. It's just me and him and one winner.
What's your scout report on him in terms of his in-ring performances?
So, he's got a lot of experience in the ring. He's down to get in there with anyone. But his last couple fights, he's been doing like the tag team and all of that. So it's kind of it's not a real fight. You can tap in, tap out whenever you want, take a big rest. You're wearing 14-ounce gloves. So, this is going to be his first proper fight in a while. And I just came off two fights, 10-ounce gloves. So it's going to surprise him.
A lot of people kind of congratulated his improvement in terms of how he handled Nick LMAO the first time and then the second time around in the tag team fight. Did you see that level of improvement?
Yeah, I mean, I actually spoke to him when he pulled up on me. I said that I thought him and Pineda won that fight against Nick and Alex Wasabi, especially BDave in there. He was landing a lot of shots. He was looking much better than Nick and Alex.
If you were to highlight something specific from BDave's game that you've got to look out for, what is that one thing?
He likes throwing those a lot of like hooks and kind of wide shots, to the head, a couple down low, then up top. But if I just keep my guard up, throw my straight shots, it's not going to be a problem.
Is you planning for BDave and beating BDave in a way helping you improve on and kind of getting experience in your belt from if you fight someone like Gib again, that sort of style, kind of getting that under your belt in an actual ring this time as opposed to in sparring?
Yeah. So, I mean, 100%. Honestly, I didn't even think about that, but they do have a similar kind of style of throwing those like round shots. The only difference is Gib is way more conditioned than BDave and way stronger than BDave, I believe. So this isn't a harder fight necessarily than my last fight. Gib's, one of the hardest fights in the scene. So, I'm just here to really show BDave that I'm on a different level.
Rewinding back to that Gib fight, did it take you long to kind of process losing that fight, or were you happy with what you put out there?
So, I try not to have regrets. That doesn't help. It's always just more about learning and where you can improve from, those situations. And I learned a lot from that fight. I realized I wasn't as conditioned as I needed to be for that fight. After the second or third round, my arms were heavy, my legs were wobbly, I couldn't move. Like I couldn't throw or do anything. So I've learned a lot that this fight, I've got a strength and conditioning coach that's helped me the last 2.5 months. We've been going at it and, I've been seeing it in my sparring, being able to throw a lot more volume and, stay in there many more rounds.
Now you've got, as you mentioned, you're the main event of this card coming up, and that's an envious position for a lot of people. They want to be main event too, especially coming off of Kingpin, coming into Misfits. They'll say, like, I've been at Misfits before, I should be deserving of that spot there. There's a target on your back in that sense to get that scalp. Do you feel that pressure to perform that target on your back because you're jumping into a main event spot?
Yeah, so I mean, to jump into a main event on a debut is, you don't see it too often. So I'm going to just show the people and everyone watching that I deserve to be main event and I deserve to be there.
Would you have ever considered a tag team fight?
Yeah, I had, I think I talked to Fred about this, potentially doing like a tag team fight with me and my brother. He's been boxing. He hasn't fought yet, but he's like 190. So we could come around, like we can meet in the middle at like 180, 175 maybe. And yeah, if I was ever to do a tag team fight, it would be with him.
Haven't BDave and Gib both said that they want a bit of your brother?
Yeah, I know Gibbs said that. Um, that's crazy if BDave said that.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't I don't think I don't think that would go too well for either of them, honestly.
In terms of that big fight that you want, and you've obviously mentioned some names here, I was wondering if a big fight with Deji is something that you're looking to really pin down on.
Yeah, I mean, so I posted a lot of things about trying to get that Deji fight, but he never really seemed interested online. You know, I like Deji. He's actually he's a great person, but in this influencer boxing, you know, I'm just trying to make the biggest fights possible, whether I like someone or not. I just want to make the biggest and most entertaining fights, and he's obviously such a big name, and a lot of people in the community have, you know, tweeted at me before, asked for that fight, and asked if it's possible. So that's why I wanted to just like kind of shoot my shot and see if it would happen. But in the near future, it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. But hopefully, long term, you know, it happens. You never know. So we'll wait and see. I'm always down.
I believe you and Slim have made some good decisions in terms of taking yourself to boxing gyms. You took yourself to the Mayweather gym and you've been training there. Slim's taken himself to Andre Rozier and is training with him. Why do you feel that other influencer boxers haven't quite decided to go maybe the more traditional route of boxing training as opposed to what you've been doing?
Maybe some of them just don't take it as seriously. They think because it's influencer boxing, they don't have to train as hard, or they don't have to try and be the best they can be. But you know, me think that because it's influencer boxing, they don't have to train as hard or take it as seriously as, you know, a professional fighter. But you know, at the end of the day, we're fighting professional bouts, and you know, it's a professional fight, professional gloves. You know, people can get hurt, um, seriously hurt in the sport. So if you're not, you know, preparing your body in the same way as a professional, then you're not doing it right.
Couple of takes I want from you, Jarvis, and I'll let you go. First of all, KSI versus Tommy Fury. You must have watched it. What did you think of KSI's
Yeah.
performance?
So I mean, KSI is a very conditioned, you know, person. The way he was like jumping on his feet constantly for those 6 rounds is impressive to do that. I know that's hard to do, but you know, the fight wasn't as entertaining as I hoped it to be. There was obviously a lot of hugging and not as many clean shots thrown or landed. So hopefully we get a rematch with them too. I would love to see a rematch with both of them where they're both just standing in front of each other, throwing shots, taking shots. But who knows? You never know. Tommy Fury might fight Jake Paul next. We might get KSI versus Jake Paul. You never know.
Who'd you favor in a rematch between KSI and Fury?
I want JJ to win. I would love for KSI to win, but I think Tommy Fury is too big.
Talk is ramping up on Slim versus Gib now. You obviously fought Gib before. Yeah. Would you favor Gib in a fight against Slim?
You know, Gib, they're both very conditioned. I would say Gib is more conditioned than Slim. I think if it went the distance, Gib would be stronger. But, you know, Slim is, you know, proven everyone wrong countless times now. So you can never doubt Slim.
Have you been to York Hall before for a boxing fight?
No, never.
So you've never sampled York Hall before?
Yeah, never. I know it's like it's the the boxing of England. It's where everyone's fought, so it's gonna be a it's gonna be ticked off the bucket list for sure. Fighting there.
Indeed, and you're the first one in the influencer scene to grace the shores of York Hall, November 17th. I'll leave the final word with you. What happens? What we will see in the ring between you and BDave?
November 17th. I'm trying to make it an early night for BDave. I don't want to hurt him too much, so round 3 or 4, he's gonna be asleep.
Jarvis, a real pleasure speaking to you as always. Thank you for speaking to Seconds Out. Looking forward to seeing you back in action.
Nice one, thank you, mate.